Hello, everybody. My name is Neil Gordon, and I am a member of the IMN Amsterdam, the Netherlands. And today, it is my pleasure and honor to speak to one of our members. One of the members, actually, who's one of the most inspirational members to me. We're going to be talking today to Annemarie Copenhagen. And Annemarie is one of the people that has somehow found a way to balance work and life. And what inspires me about Annemarie is the fact that she has less time than I have, and she achieves more than I do. So, Annemarie, say hello to our audience.
Well, hello. As Neil said, my name is Annemarie Copenhagen, and I'm happy to be here today. And of course, I feel that Neil is flattering me a little bit about achieving so much. And then every now and then I have to look back, and I look back on what I've achieved in the past months, but mostly past year, the past 2, 3, 4 years. And yeah, then thinking back to where I began, I can hardly ever imagine how I achieved all this. So there you are, right? So when I'm looking from right now and I'm thinking, what do I do today? I'm juggling today, especially in the special times with the coronavirus, the home office, etc. Yeah, I was just sharing with Neil. I said we're 6 in this household. It's me, my husband. We got 4 children. We got 1 home office, and at this moment there's 6 people working from home. So you can imagine that we're like juggling around the 1 home office, which is the camas, the bedrooms, the desk, the kitchen table. We try to homeschool the kids, have 3 of them sitting at the kitchen table. Oh no, one has to go video call with the teacher. So it's a constant juggle. But actually, in a way, this constant juggle, I feel it's how my life has been ever since, but definitely ever since I was a mom with a business and kids.
Cool. Thank you very much, Annemarie. So, in your business life, what is it that you actually do? Please tell us.
Well, mostly what I do is I share. What I love to do, I share my experiences. I share connections that I have. If I feel that I know anyone that you should definitely know, I'll put you guys in touch. That's one. But also I share how I balance, and I feel that's a great thing. Many people are often asking me, so how do you do that? So there's 4 kids. They're between 8 and 13 now. So we've done it all. We got the diaper phase, we got this preschool phase, and now we're in the high school phase. So we've done it all, and we're working with them, and to keep that family together, but also to keep my business running, which is a coaching business. So that's what I do. I strategize with highly successful people, both in companies, in organizations, and entrepreneurs, who are really fighting and juggling that, their working life, their personal life, their health, their relationships. Yeah, that's what I really focus on. And when I speak with them, I always ask them also, what is that you really want? And sometimes I get a bit annoying because I ask that question a lot. What is it that you really want? Because if you tell me I want to lose 10 kilos, or if you tell me I want to earn $1 million, both are great answers. But there's always a thing behind it. What do you really want? If you say you want to lose those 10 kilos, you might want to feel more healthy. You might want to play ball with your children, or you might want to keep up when you're running with your spouse, or cycling or swimming or whatever you're doing. Or if you say I want to earn that million dollars, then, or €1 billion or million yen for my whatever. For me, there's always a why behind it, because I cannot believe that you just want to hold that money in your hands. I think there's very few people on this earth who really just like the feeling of feeling money in their hands. For me, money is what does money buy you? And deep down, and you can tell me a million things. It buys me a car, buys me a house, buys me holidays. What I think is, in the end, what it buys you is the freedom to decide.
Mm.
And so that's the freedom to buy that certain house or at that certain location, whether that is a location close to your job, so you don't have to commute, whether that is a location that is close to the job of your spouse, because you want to facilitate your spouse because you love him or her. or whether that is a beautiful or location with great views because you love the views, or whether it's a great and safe neighborhood because you want your kids to grow up safely and to be able to commute to school without any danger. So that's why. Same goes for the car. It's not the red Ferrari. Maybe you don't even like red. Maybe you don't even like Ferrari. It's the car that makes you able to do what you want to do. For me, for example, what I love is that I'm able to have a lovely person in our home who's cleaning our home. So I can devote my time both to my clients, to my children, and to myself. And I love to devote my time to myself as well because I love sports. So I love recreational sports. I'm in all kinds of different things. I'm in long distance running, cycling, swimming, but I'm also doing Pilates and yoga because it keeps my mind sane, I guess.
Wow, that is amazing. And this is why I really love talking to you, because, everybody has got the same 24 hours, but you just seem to just make the maximum use of that 24 hours. You really, truly are an inspiration. But what I really want to know is, who actually are you helping? Who's your ideal client? Who are you looking for?
Well, mostly it is, if I'm looking at entrepreneurs, it's really entrepreneurs who are juggling their time, who feel they want to do more, they want to achieve more, but they feel like they're stuck. Because they feel, as you say, they feel they're stuck within those 24 hours in the day. And then you hear a lot of people say, you need to automate as many things as you can in your business. And whether this is business-wise really true, I think there's a mindset thing behind it. There's a big mindset thing behind it. So those are the people the people that feel that they're stuck, that they want to do their business, they want to earn money, and they want to live their life and to really enjoy their life and to really combine all that. Yeah, those are the people are really working with.
Got it. So basically, it's about the people being able to balance work and life and basically have their cake and eat it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and not
Fantastic.
only bake the cake and wait 20 years to eat it. And what I'm often saying, so if you're really like, if you got your super duper entrepreneur and it's really everything is going really well, but you lost track of your marriage, so at the end you might be
Mm,
super successful but without the person you loved. Same goes for the children, maybe, or your other
mm.
relatives, or your neighbors, or your friends. So you might be super successful and super lonely. If that's what you want, great choice. But many times it's when we look back, when we say, oh, I've lost that one over there, and I lost that person over there, and I lost that person over there. Same goes for your health. So, but I'm not saying you only have to focus on your family, because then you're not focusing on business. What I'm saying is you have to balance. So that's, you used the word already earlier, Neil. So for me, it's really balance. It's really a balance between the 5 areas of life. And I can't stress it enough.
Cool. Thank you for that. So I get that you really want to help these people, but how do you help these people? How do you do that?
Well, for the past 10 years, I've run a coaching and training business where this training is I work in organizations and I work with groups of people. Coaching for me is one-on-one. I've been doing this live and also online. So for the last 4 years, I've been coaching online. So right, like we are speaking right now, and that's working really well. And then coming up to this era where we are right now, where everybody is confined to their homes and really reinventing actually themselves, is a great plus that I've already been doing this online. So and using this online coaching system, and I have a system where you really work, and it can be a week-to-week coaching call. For many people that's too much, so bi-weekly works really well. There's people who really want to crush something and go through something, then you might want to do a 6-week program, but mostly it spreads over 3 months, where you do a 12-week program. We do 1 week on, 1 week off, and we do a coaching sessions, and we do two things. We look at your 5 areas of life, and those 5 areas, I don't know if I said it already, they're really their health, wealth and finances, career, whether that's a job or a business, personal development, and relationships. And for me, there's like a balance between all of them. And if you miss out on one, the table gets wobbly. And it gets wobbly on one hand. You might not notice it at this moment, but you will notice it down the line. Um, Where was I? Yeah. So I always look at those 5 areas and then ask the people that I'm speaking with, like really set yourself a goal, just a goal. It doesn't have to be the biggest, hugest, humongous, I want to be a millionaire thing. You might want to say, I would love to earn 10,000 more than I'm earning now per year. You may do 100,000. You may do whatever, but you can. Baby steps is a great way to start, especially if you know your goal. If you know your goal for this year, you might set a goal for 5 years, 10 years. But if you know your goal for this year, and then work your way back, then what is the first thing that you could do today or tomorrow? and
Cool.
and that first thing in anything, and I'm going back, yeah, it might be business, so you might want to update your LinkedIn profile. Sounds really easy, but it's one of those little first steps. But if you want to lose 10 kilos, first thing might be to start walking every day, half-hour walk. Great advice. But it's those little steps, and those little steps in each segment, they're going to add up to a lot. Yeah. So like my
Great.
husband, he decided he wanted to honor our relationships more, so he just brought me a cup of tea. Really lovely. It's one of those baby steps, but it helps. Makes me happy.
Fantastic. So, you know, Annemarie, it really sounds like you've got it going on. It sounds like you've got all of your eggs lined up, I suppose, and is that right? And it really sounds like you've got a package for people to kind of get into. But if somebody really wants to find out more about what you're doing, or if somebody wants to take you up on your coaching program, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, I would tell you, you could definitely find me online, which is of course maybe the easiest way. It's annemariekoppenaal.com. However, what you could also do is connect with me on LinkedIn. My profile's name is Annemarie Koppenaal. But honestly, I love personal contact, which we're not able to do at this moment. But first things first, give me a phone call. So it's in the Netherlands, 0031 and then 621426969. I would really say, give me a phone call. I think that would be even, or drop me a little note and let's plan a phone call. That'd be lovely, because then we can both take the time to really get to know each other. And if we plan an intake, what I always do with any coaching sessions is, first there's an intake session. It can of course be in Dutch, as I'm Dutch, as many of you have heard already, but it can also be in English. I coach in both languages. Yeah, so definitely both languages are possible to do coaching with me, and always plan an intake first. I love to do that through the video screen, so I get to see you, you get to see me. We really get to look each other in the eye, even though it's through the video, but we really get a feel of each other, because that's one of the most important things. I might want to coach you, but you must want to be coached by me, because I really see coaching as a partnership.
Absolutely. So actually, I had another question, because as I was listening to you, and these 5 areas that you help people in, and I know a bit about your story, but could you now kind of just tell me just a little bit more, just touching on these, because I know that you are into the coaching, you're into property. Just tell us a little bit more about that part of your life and how that fits into the family side of it. So I'd love to hear that.
Okay. So how my 5 areas of life look like. So
Mm,
that's what you mean. Okay. So if I look at health, yeah. So I'm very sporty, as I said. I'm a runner. I'm a trained runner. Since 2 years, I picked up race cycling as well, and I picked up swimming. So I'm doing triathlons, small triathlons, because I like to do them for fun. It's all recreational, but that's in health, but it also keeps me healthy up here. So it keeps my body healthy, but definitely also up here. I've said many times, I'm always talking and chatting to my friends when I'm running, because I love to run. I love to run with friends or teammates. And I've told them many times, all those runs, they get my blood flowing, they get new fresh oxygen in my body, but definitely they get my spirit sane. They really kept me away from any psychiatrist I might have ever needed, because I could just chat while I'm running. So that's what I'm doing. And I really do. I take sports seriously. I sport at least 3 times a week, and sometimes more. But it can also be a walk. So that's health. Then I always say health, wealth. Well, wealth, for me, wealth and career, many people link those two things. Whereas for me, Finances and career, definitely. Your career funds your finances, but your career is not your finances. Because what I mean with finances is investments. It's long-term finances, and so you already touched upon it, Neil. So I've looked into many ways of finances. I'm definitely into stocks and shares. So I'm investing in those, but actually the last 4 years I've concentrated much more on property, and that is a way of investing that I really like, because I truly believe in the power, and also the sustainability and the durability of bricks. Like any like we've all heard about the rise and fall of the prices of the euro, the dollar. Any coin has risen and fallen, and we're in an economic crisis right now, or it's soon to come upon us, I think, with this whole coronavirus. So I really am not sure about the economy for the coming months or years even, but people always need a home. They always need to live. So that's really been a thing for investing. So I could talk about this for hours, but I want to keep it short. But it's the one thing about finances is to break it loose from your career. I know the career is fun for me. My career is funding my day-to-day life, is funding the bread and butter on the table. However, my investments, they are making a solid foundation for me and my family, and for the future, and for my pension. I'm not counting on any pension plan for my government. Maybe there will be one in 20 years time, and maybe not. But I consider myself very lucky that I've maneuvered myself into a position where I'm not dependent on that pension. So that's one. So then there's career. So as I said, so and there's a coaching and training business, and speaking with people, and moving them forward, and just seeing and empowering for them to take that one next step. That really makes me a happy person. So that's what I do in my business. And then there's personal development. Well, over the last 10 years, I've been following many courses. I think my biggest personal development course, however, though, has started 13 years ago when I got my first child. That in itself is a personal development course. The whole roller coaster of, and not only of pampering your children, but what it does to me as a person. Because my whole life, my whole everything that I found interesting had to be re-evaluated. Before, I was doing sports 5 times a week, and but then I thought, no, I find it very important to really see my children as well. So that's number 5. So there goes relationships. And relationships, many times it's mistaken for your love relationship. That's only one of them. It's a very important one, but it's only one of them. So there's your love relationship, there's your direct family, so your spouse and children. Then there is your parents, if you still have them. There's your extended family. Neighbors have become super important since we're all confined to our homes. We have already done drinks with our neighbors where they're in their garden, we're in ours, and we have a backyard drink. So we're still keeping the distance, but now you see how important it's a saying, isn't it? You better have a good neighbor than a far off friend, something like this. So it's very valuable. So the people who are close to you. Then again, your friends. And what I do also, I've been drinking tea with a great friend of mine who lives 2 hours away, and we just schedule tea telephone calls. So she has her cup of tea, I got mine, and we talk about everything in life. So that's relationships. So there you see for how I fit in those 5 areas of life, and why I think it's so important to really nourish each of them. Because I feel that it's like a table with 5 legs, and if you take out one, it's starting to be wobbly. If you take out 2, if you're not paying attention to 1 or 2 of these areas, everything is wobbly, and one of them might be super successful. But if I'm super happily married, super happy with my kids, everything, but I can't put any bread on the table, then also it's wobbly. So that's why I find it so important to look at all of them. And that's really what I want to, that's really what I want to support people in.
Thank you. And just quickly before we go, please remind people again how they can get a hold of you. Just one more time.
Definitely. Okay, so it's on LinkedIn, Annemarie Koppenaal. It's on the web, it's annemariekoppenaal.com. And if you want to call me, definitely do. So it's 0031, then 624126969. So I really hope to speak to you. Thank you. And thank you, Neil, for this interview.
Thank you, Annemarie. And inspirations always. See you
Thank
again
you.
soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.